Awesome, guys. Thanks for joining us. We do this every Thursday, 11 a.m. Very excited to have everybody here today. Again, prayers and blessed thoughts for everybody that's going through craziness on the west coast of Florida and Fort Myers and all those areas. I can't even imagine. Last time we experienced something crazy like this was Hurricane Andrew. I might be dating myself, but truth is, I didn't even experience it. I went to New York for the summer on vacation. And then ended up staying there a year because we lost our entire house. We happened to be in Homestead, and if you guys remember Hurricane Andrew, Andrew had a direct target hit to Homestead, Florida, and we lost our military base. We went from having one of the largest Air Force bases in the Southeast to having a reserve station, and that killed a lot of what Homestead was fed by. Homestead was an area that kind of lived off the military, just like any other military town. And so it took Homestead a really long time to recover. And now Homestead is thriving with restaurants and supermarkets and stores and, huge shopping centers and everything you can imagine. Of course, we're talking 20, 30 years or something like that. But it did take a long time to recover, and it became an affordable area for people to live for quite some time, where Miami was outpricing a lot of people. People started moving further south, even though they had to drive quite a bit to get to work. When I came back from the Marine Corps, I moved back to Homestead because Homestead was popping, the market was popping. There was a lot of new development happening down there. So we bought one of those new development homes, waited 8 months or something like that for us to be able to get the home. And then I got a job in Aventura. And if you're familiar with, Miami, I just bought a house in the southernmost point of Miami and got a job in the northernmost point in Miami. So I was driving almost 90 minutes to work and back, but it was, coming out of the military and getting my first real official, clean, awesome job. It was the best we could do at the time, right? And now I'm blessed to be able to talk to you guys from my home, and hopefully most of you are at home, and we run businesses that we could do from a Starbucks nowadays, which is fabulous if you really think about it, right? So, I will fight tooth and nail, and this is just me, this may not be everybody, but I will fight tooth and nail never to have to go back to a 9-to-5 job again. I love this, and although at a 9-to-5 job, you actually work from 9 to 5, and then you're kind of done for the day, which is the blessing that 9-to-5 people have, right? And they have that paycheck every 2 weeks or week or whatever the case is. When they're off, they're off. For us as business owners, we're never off, and there was this meme that I saw a couple of weeks ago. It said, I didn't want to work 9 to 5 and wanted to own my own business. So now I'm a 24/7, And so that's what we are, guys, ladies and gentlemen. We're business owners, right? So I wanted to bring up something that's pretty much, before that, for those of you that are just joining us, my name is David Adam Kurz. Some of you may or may not know me. I am the owner and CEO of the Freedom Organization and Freedom Coaching. And we got some great news coming soon with Freedom Organization, Freedom Coaching, but I'm going to save that for down the road. If you guys would like to learn more about our organization or coach with us or train with us, you're more than welcome to join our platform for free. In about 45 days, we're probably going to have 350 to 400 videos up there that are all sales training and sales related. And it's also a community. It allows you to come in and make posts and things of that nature. So you can join that at thefreedomsop.com. Michael, if you could type that in the chat box for me, I greatly appreciate it. But it's going to be thefreedomsop.com. And it's going to be a great opportunity for folks to just jump in. So Julio just asked, can I invite a new agent I'm trying to bring over to this training? Of course, this training is open for everybody, guys. This right here every Thursday at 11 a.m. and our coaching platform is 100% open to any real estate professional, whether they're in mortgages, real estate sales, anything like that. You can invite them. Michael, type in thefreedomcoaching.com. Using the link, thefreedomcoaching.com, that will allow you to have folks register for this every Thursday at 11 a.m. They just got to register one time, and Michael does a really great job at making sure everybody gets reminders and notifications of what's happening with the link and everything every Thursday. And so what we want to do is we want to lift our community and help agents find their freedom. And that's where the name comes from. It really, it doesn't have anything to do with the 9 years I spent in the Marine Corps. It's more about having the epiphany of freedom, having the understanding that if we build the right business for ourselves, we'll find freedoms that are available now because we built a business that we desire or that we deserve. And I use the word deserve a lot because, guys, you work your butt off, you deserve everything you get in return, right? And so if every day you work for your clients and you do the right things and you have the systems in place and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you deserve to reach the point of freedom, okay? And as soon as you realize that and you say that to yourself and you look in the mirror and you say, hey, you deserve your freedom, you're gonna be winning. So everybody, those of you that haven't yet, do me a favor, get in the chat box and type in there, it's a freedom day. That is how we start every coaching day. And my goal is that you wake up every morning and you put your feet on the ground and you go, it's a freedom day. Because everything that I'm gonna do today is going to lead me to my freedom. Whatever that means to you. Remember, everybody has a different type of freedom. Everybody has a different definition of that. Those of you that have been coaching with me for a long time know what my freedom is. But I gotta be honest with you, Ian, he's curbing my whole beachfront property idea right now, right? So I might go mountaintop or something. I don't know. We were looking at some crazy videos of water just flooding into Fort Myers, and my wife goes, yeah, and you want a beachfront house. So, ideas change and freedoms change the older you get, or the more things happen in your life. Maybe you have 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, your freedom might be a little bit different. I've had agents that have coached with me and trained with me, and their freedom was being able to spend more time with their family. Whereas other people are willing to sacrifice time with family for growth in business because they are looking for a different type of freedom, which is very forward thinking, which is 10, 20 years down the road, right? And so all these opportunities are available. And our job is to coach you into finding that freedom by placing the right position, putting you in the right position, getting the right standardization, getting the right systems in place, getting the right foundation under your business, right? So today I want to talk about something that's kind of like, I want to say the elephant in the room, but it's definitely something that has affected every one of us, right? So those of you right now that have been in the industry for 2+ years, man, has the market changed or what? Right? I mean, you're putting a listing on the MLS right now, and are you getting 30 offers in 15 minutes anymore? Like, no. And by the way, when I ask these questions, feel free to jump in the chat box and say, hell no, right? Like, it's just not happening anymore. Things have changed. The market is shifting. The market is changing. Then, so I want to talk about that for a minute, but then I want to coach you guys a little bit on communication, right? And so let's have a really deep, intense conversation about how we communicate our industry and what we do to the public, to the people that we want to serve. We've spent time talking about branding and videos and everything else. Now is that like one-on-one, right? How are we communicating with people currently? Which, by the way, was different, crazy, but was different with the way we communicated with people 90 days ago, 120 days ago, right? These conversations were different, right? So first off, let's talk about the market. Hopefully, each and every one of you receives a hot sheet from your MLS and tells you what's happening in your market on a daily basis. If you are not, I want you to think about the insanity that is. A client comes up to you and says, I want to buy a house in, let's use Cape Coral, Florida, right? And you say, fantastic, I'm going to put you up on this auto search, and you're going to receive homes every day that come available in your price range in Cape Coral. And if you see something you like, give me a holler and we'll make an appointment. We'll go see it. We do all this stuff. But few agents go, maybe I should know what's happening in my market on a daily basis. And the way that I could know what's happening in my market on a daily basis by setting myself up as a client on the MLS. So what if you sat down, you set yourself up to receive every new listing that hits the market, then receive every new pending deal that hits the market, and receive every closed deal that happens in your market? If you did that on a daily basis and you just track the numbers on a daily basis, right? And once a month, maybe you sat down and created a spreadsheet. How many homes closed this month, right? Like, let's say we're finishing September now, right? So on October 1st, you can sit down and run numbers for September. And you say, how many properties closed in September? How many properties went pending in September? And how many properties hit the market in September? And then add one more. How many properties went expired in September? And although that number will never be high right now, like it's just not going to be high right now, I want you to track it, because over the next 12 months, if expires go from 2 in your market to 30 in your market, it is a sign of the times and a sign of the market, right? If your pendings decrease, but your active listings increase, that's a sign of the market, which, by the way, is the same as if your active deals increase and your pending deals increase, that is a sign as well. But then you have to add one more thing. Are they closing? Or are they just pending and they don't end up closing for financing reasons? Maybe people don't have the money, the interest rate jumped up on them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Think about all the folks that were pending and they didn't lock in a rate, and then it went above 7% and they got priced out of the house that they were ready to buy right now. Probably happened to a couple of you already, right? And so when we think about these things and we think about all the news, let's talk about news, let's talk about media, let's talk about people talking about things they truly don't understand. There are real estate agents out there that are creating Instagram reels, regurgitating what other people say, instead of doing their own research and then saying something truly that you know and understand. And because of that, your clients out there, the people that you run into every day, right? Your prospects, your leads, your family, your friends, your sphere of influence, right? Your doctor, your lawyer, all of these folks are hearing all this noise, and all this news tells them inflation, rates going up, recession, we're headed there, so forth and so on. Now, there is a crazy gray thin line between inflation and recession, just so you guys understand it, right? And so when the government tries to push inflation, when they do that most times to slow things down. Because if they're able to slow things down, the demand decreases. If demand decreases, prices become normalized. That is the purpose of it. A lot of people think, oh, the government's crazy, blah, blah. But how much longer could we have gone with running out of chips for phones or chips for cars, right? Where you have to go to Ford and say, I would like an F-150, and they go, we don't have it. And if you like one, you can pre-order one, and it'll be here in 8 to 12 months. Because they don't have them. They call me every day trying to buy my truck. Because they know that they need to turn vehicles to make money. And by slowing things down, the government believes, if we slow it down, then people say, I don't know if I want to go buy that right now because interest rates are too high. I don't know if I want to do that. And I'm afraid. I'm afraid of inflation. I'm afraid we're going to hit a recession. And the reason I say there's a thin line is because if they push it too long and too hard, we can face a recession. The crazy part here is, how long is the recession going to be? Some recessions could last 2 months while others can last 2 years. We don't know. The purpose, though, or the thing that you need to always remember and always do is to be prepared. So if you know your numbers and you know your market, you can actually track what's happening. Create Google alerts for yourself on what's happening with rates. So you can actually go to Google and Google hot words. And you go in there and you create an account for yourself because you have a Gmail, and you go in there, you do the Gmail thing, right? And then you say, any article that comes out with the word interest rates, I would like to receive an email on a daily basis right? So I have this set up for like Miami real estate, new development, things of that nature. I can't remember what else I have in there, interest rates, homes, right? And so what happens is on a daily basis, Google automatically sends me an email with articles that have come out that have these hot words in them, right? And so this is how I stay consistently educated. And there are paid programs out there that you can pay for that will send you daily reports. But why? You guys are already paying for the MLS. And Google is free, by the way, right? Just make sure that the education that you're giving yourself is from a trusted source. So that you're saying and feeding people the right things. Now let's talk about communication with your current clients and where we're at right now. When we're talking about this inflation and the rate and the recession and everything else like that, remember that all this news and all this regurgitation that's happening on social media, it is feeding into your clients' heads. And by the way, when I say client, I don't mean just like the people you sold homes to. I mean, every single person in your life and who will come into your life and the people you stand on the supermarket line with and the people that are sitting in the doctor's waiting office with you with, all of these people, all of these folks are your clients. You just have to convert them. So now what are we talking about? Conversation. Every conversation, ask every person, hey, so what do you think about today's market? What do you think about the real estate market right now? What have you heard? It's such a great question and such a great opening to creating a conversation about real estate that will allow you to educate them. But here's the trick to this. Do not ask that question and then get combative and defensive. These folks are going to go off on a tangent. They're going to go off. Inflation is too much. The dollar's not worth anything. Interest rates are 7%. Can you believe that? 7%, right? And a recession is coming. I don't know if I should move from my house, if I should buy something. I'm a renter right now. What happens if my rent goes up and I can't afford it because recession, because a gallon of milk is $20? Like, let them go. Let them go. Let them talk. Let them express themselves. Which, by the way, I don't want to get off target, but this is the same thing when working with buyers and sellers. When you're working with buyers and sellers and they want to express themselves to you, let them. Just let them go, even if everything they're saying is garbage. Let them. Do not get combative. Do not get defensive. No, market, no. No, let them go. Let them express it all out. And when they're done and they've relieved themselves from all this stuff they've been holding in, because no one is asking them, what do you think about today's market? No one. But you just did. And now they get to express themselves to you. And as they express themselves to you, they are releasing all these real deal concerns that they have and fears that they have. And then your response should be something along the lines of, man, I totally understand where you're coming from, and I can see why you feel this way. I really can. I hear the news too. I see what's happening on social media. I see the things that are being pushed out. The fear mongers are out there, right? But it seems to me that no one's ever really let you behind the curtain and pull a Wizard of Oz on them. What if I would love to sit down with you and look at the MLS together? You give me 5 minutes, I'd be happy to really show you what's happening in the market and really help you understand what's happening with housing prices and really educate you on what's happening. And when you're sitting there, you could show them things like how many homes are on the market and how many people are actually pending sale and how many houses are closing in the city, right? You can show them this. And then you can show them a month over month. Hey, last couple months were pretty equal in closings, or they've reduced a little bit, obviously, because there are less buyers on the market, right? And then if they start seeing and then you can show them price reductions. And you could say, so with these price reductions, let's talk about this for a minute. Are they really price reductions or are they price corrections? Now, here's the difference between the two, folks. When an active listing reduces their listing price to try to get buyers, that is a price correction. That means that they had the wrong price to begin with, and then they came in and they fixed it to try to meet the market. That is not a price reduction. That is a price correction. What is a price reduction? Home is listed for 500 and closes for 450. That's a price reduction. Especially if the market says 500 and they still got it for 450. Can you imagine? I can imagine. We've been in that market. Now imagine you're having this conversation with a potential buyer and you say, I know you're scared of the interest rate, 7% right now, but you know, with the market shifting and homes sitting on the market a little bit longer, we have a little bit of negotiation room. Now some education time, because you already educated them on what's happening in the market, and all of a sudden they go, hey, you know what, Carol, that doesn't sound so bad. It's really not that bad, right? And I think we have a couple lenders on this call. There are no rates out there that are free anymore or equal, right? There are no rates out there that are equal anymore. The normal rate is costing people sometimes 10 grand to close on that deal. And that's just the normal rate. It's still costing the client something. So what if we said to our lender, hey, how much would it be to buy it down by half a point or a point? How much would it be to take this client from 7 to 6? And what if the lender says it's going to cost 20 grand? And you go to the seller and you say, we're going to offer you full price on this property, but we're going to need a credit of $20,000 to help this buyer buy down their points. Could that work? In today's market, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely. It can work and it will work. And yes, there are still some sellers that are going to be in this dream world where they think that they're strong and they don't have to negotiate anymore. But hey, times are changing and it's about to be a fun time, ladies and gentlemen. This is when we get to test our negotiation skills. And so once again, in that communication with this person that you're sitting with, you get to explain these things to them. And they go, really? We could do that? Yeah. 6 months ago, you would have had to pay $20,000, $30,000 over appraised value. Today, we can ask for credit at closing. Hello. That's how the market dictates, and that's how the market shifts, right? Martha says we did it all the time in the 80s. Martha, it wasn't even that long ago. 5 years ago, we were doing that. 6 years ago, we were doing that. No problem whatsoever. The market really got nuts in 2020. 2019, it was a normalized market. 2020, flew through the roof. I don't know how a worldwide deathly illness makes the real estate market more attractive, but it happened. And we lived through it. And so now, those of you that have been licensed since 2020, because you saw all this happening, you said, shit, I want my piece of the pie. Well, now we're going to test your skills. Now we're going to see how great you are at real estate. Now we're going to put you to the test, right? So taking that opportunity to allow them to vent it out, then taking the opportunity to truly educate them, show them the MLS, explain to them what the market is like, explain to them that you're capable of negotiating at this time, explain to them all these different things, and you will see that the conversation will shift. Now, how do you begin these conversations? Okay. And remember, don't get defensive. Don't get combative. Okay. Don't worry about any of that stuff. Just stay massively focused on educating your community so that you can help them rise. If you help them rise, you become the person that helps them bring the tides up. You become the go-to. How many of you have thought about creating an event in your community right now. The market report for, Banana neighborhood, right? Let's go talk about the market. 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. at the clubhouse, this and that, blah, blah. Got to register to come. Use Eventbrite. First name, last name, email address, phone number, right? And have them come over. Your kids are welcome. Your family's welcome. Everybody should learn what's happening in their market right now. What a great event to have. By the way, it takes about 30 days to plan. Do it well. It takes you door knocking the neighborhood, let them know what you're going to happen. Make sure you have a location set. Eventbrite is free to use. You can do that. And host a private event in your community that will help you create the relationships with them and do a mass conversation like this. Right now, you don't have to do the one-on-one in this. You do the mass conversation. This is what is happening. This is a real deal, folks. This is what's happening. And if you live in this community and you have a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, this is the average price. Of course, every home is different, and we have to look at you, but this is the average price. This is the average price per square foot, how you want to file it down for them. And you get to have fun with this because you become the go-to person. And then they all want to sit there and talk to you. I live at 123 Main Street, and I've been thinking about this because, maybe we should sell our house now before the market changes. I had a great conversation the other day with a potential seller. Great conversation. And he said to me, he goes, Dave, right now in this market, I'll profit 100 grand. And he said, what if I wait till next year? And I said, look, I don't have a crystal ball. No one does. What I can say is, the current trend in that neighborhood means that you will probably end up being closer to $50,000 or $60,000 in profit next year, because prices may adjust. And he said, man, feels like the smart thing to do is sell right now. And I said, look, I'm going to be stepping over my boundaries here. But again, what's our job? Our job is to consult our clients. Our job is to help them make the best decision possible. I said to him, why are you guys selling to begin with? They said, we want to save money for the next year, so we're moving in with our parents. And I said, shh. All right, now let's talk. What about if you sell this property now, you bank 100 grand, and then next year, if the prices reduce, you have an opportunity to buy maybe a home and an investment property at a lower price. They said, Dave, that's where I want to be. That's where I want to be. He said to me, when I told him that, he said, I was sick and I beat a brain tumor. And he goes, I need investments that I can leave my family. I said, let's go. Let's go. These are where these conversations lead to. Properly educating people and understanding their stories and understanding why they are making moves and why they are doing things will help you have better conversations with your clientele. Will help you have a better understanding of what your clients need from you. Right? Now, I had a conversation the other day with my team, and I want to have it with you guys. I'm going to put you guys to a challenge because some of you are going to be, all right, where do we start, Dave? Where do we start? And you start with your cell phone. And I know this sounds like super simple, but a lot of times we talk about, people come to me and they go, Dave, what are we going to do? What do I do? This market shifting, my business is shrinking. I go, guys, we just got to get back to basics. Problem is, if you've been in the business for 2 years, you have no idea what the basics are. And the basics are very simple. Building relationships, working your sphere of influence, door knocking and getting to know a neighborhood, getting to know the local business owners, spending time boots on ground. Not making 50 reels a day, boots on ground. Creating relationships, combined with 50 reels a day if you could get it done. Because the combination wins. But boots on ground, personal relationships and handshakes are going to be any digital media you could ever do. Now you go meet these folks. you go get in touch with them. So the tip and the challenge that I'm going to give you guys right now, I can't find my phone, but the tips and the challenge that we're going to give you right now is I want you to take your phone, and there's an app called SA Contacts. And I want you to download that app or something similar. And then that app's going to allow you to take all the contacts in your phone and turn them into an Excel spreadsheet. And then I want you to open that Excel spreadsheet on your computer. And I want you to eliminate all the phone numbers that don't make sense, right? Walgreens, CVS Pharmacy, those kinds of things, right? Eliminate those. Get to the people. And by the way, if your mom's phone number is on there, it stays. Your uncle, your aunt, they stay. Your best friend stays. Everybody gets talked to. And so once you've eliminated the nonsensible phone numbers, now you're going to update your database by calling each and every person. Notice I didn't say texting. I said you're going to update your database by calling each and every single person. And the script is going to go something like this. Hey, Michael, this is David Kurz. What's going on, man? Long time we haven't spoken. Really nice to hear from you. Listen, I've been selling a lot of real estate lately, and one of the things I've been trying to do is update my database. So I wanted to confirm I had the right email for you. Is your email michael@davidadamkurz.com? Yes, it is. Okay, dude, fantastic, man. Listen, if you or anybody you know needs real estate assistance, consulting, or during these rough times, I'm happy to sit down with anybody and explain to them what's really happening in today's market. Sure, thanks, Michael. I appreciate you. That's your script. By the way, this is being recorded. So you just go to thefreedomsop.com and you go and you watch this class again. And you share it with as many people as you want. Do that from top to bottom on your Excel spreadsheet. That will allow you the opportunity to have a couple hundred phone calls, a couple hundred conversations. And I promise you guys, the more people you have in your database, the more opportunity for business you will create. If it's another realtor in your database, like I call Carol. Hey, Carol, what's going on? David Kurz here. How's everything? How's everything at your company? Sounds great. Listen, Carol, I'm updating my database and I wanted to make sure I had the right email for you because I don't know if you're still that, ABC Realty, and the email I have for you is Carol ABC Realty. Like, what's your email? What's the best email for you, Carol? Oh, carolb@gmail.com. Fantastic. Hey, man, I'm going to update my database too. Anything you ever need in my area, give me a holler. If you know of any realtor events happening, man, shoot me a text. Let me know. I'd love to catch up with you. And you hang up the phone and you put all your realtors on a different database. Those are the folks you're going to email when you're hosting events, real estate realtor events, or when you're hosting open houses, or you want them to know about a new listing you got, right? That's where you put that information. Now, once it's updated, I promise you guys, man, I promise you, by having conversations with each and every person on there, you are going to, the trajectory of your business is going to take a tick up. Because somebody is saying, you know what, I've been thinking about ABC. Or you know what, my cousin's been looking, she's having a hard time. Or you know what, I've been looking and my realtor sucks, right? That's always the answer, right? And so this is your opportunity to help them, have that conversation with them, and help them boost up. And help them with their real estate needs. And how did this all start? By getting a spreadsheet of everybody that's on your phone and actually giving them a call. And having conversations with people. Insanity, right? Insanity. But Dave, 30% of my phone book is out of state. So you don't like referrals? I love referrals. I give a name of a buyer or seller to another realtor and a piece of paper that says you owe me 25% of the deal. And I tied them together and I fired it off on an email and I'm done. I don't have to open one door. I don't have to look at the MLS. I don't have to do any of that stuff. I just got to follow up with them a couple of weeks. Hey, how's it going with my client? Yeah, awesome. Great. You're in the contract. Woo, woo. And I make 20%, 25% of commission. Why not? Stop limiting yourself to your bubble. Step out of your bubble. But these are opportunities for you to build and grow your business farther than you've ever imagined. And if you've spent time with me, we've talked so much about the foundation work. Putting all these people in your CRM, big key. Creating drip campaigns, big key. You know, hey, Martha, how's it going? Oh, yeah, you bought a house last year? Fantastic, man. Why wasn't I your realtor? Oh, you forgot I was a realtor. Yeah, it's probably because I don't call my database so much. So I'm updating it. Martha, what's your email address, man? I want to confirm your email. That's great, man. Thank you. Dude, Martha, why don't you just give me the address to your home? And then I'm going to put you into my CRM. And every quarter, it's just going to drop you an email with the market value of your home. Is that okay with you, Martha? Is that okay with you? Yeah, great. 123 Main Street, Hollywood, Florida, 33, blah, blah, blah. Awesome. And you actually follow through with what you just said you're going to do. And then you shoot it over to them on a quarterly basis. One day, with the proper follow-up and the proper check-ins on Martha, hey, Martha, how's it going? Happy birthday, right? Those kinds of things, right? With the proper follow-up and the proper relationship and the proper communication over the long term, one day, that thing's going to come in and she's going to look and go, holy smokes, I can get what from my house? And she's going to call you. And she's going to say, hey, Alba, you know, I got your market analysis, okay? And it says that I could get X amount of dollars for my house. Looks like I can profit about 150 grand on this home right now. And, you know, my kids, they just went off to college. So, you know, I'm looking at downsizing to a condo. Can you help me? Heck yeah, I can help you. Right? So Elba comes over, lists the property, helps him buy a condo. It's amazing stuff and it's fantastic and everybody's happy. Says, I don't want to buy a condo in the neighborhood. I'm moving to this other state. Cool. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to find you a couple agents in that state. I'm going to find you one of those guys. I'm going to interview them, make sure they help you out. I'm going to put you in connection with them, and they're going to help you buy that condo so I can get my 25%. But this is communication, man. When I tell you guys, in this market, in this shift, relationships is key. In this market and in this shift, communication is key. Creating those conversations is what's going to keep you alive in the normalization of this market. And you will see for yourself how many real estate professionals get out of the real estate industry and move on to something else. Be humble, be smart, and educate your community. So I'm challenging you guys. Touch every single person on your phone. And then, if you like the extra challenge, the real power challenge, create an event in your neighborhood and invite local people to come sit down with you, shake your hand, give you a hug, hello, do a quick presentation for them on the computer, interact with them, answer their questions, ease their fears, and then close out the day, and you have a new database of names, phone numbers, and email addresses of people that you can put in your CRM. And if you want to start doing email blasts, I use Constant Contact, but I understand MailChimp is free up to 2,000 contacts. So use MailChimp. Free up to 2,000 contacts. Right? So guys, great opportunity. I hope that you pull away a ton of information here. Again, this is recorded. I would even challenge you guys to watch this again, you know, just get to the point that you want to hear again. But I would challenge you guys to watch this again. You just go to the freedomsop.com, standard operating procedure, freedomsop.com. And Mail Drip, is that the name? MailChimp, like a chimpanzee. That's the name of the company. There you go. That's it. All right. So guys, I promise you, what a great opportunity for you guys to develop new business, to rekindle relationships, to build a business from a place of contribution, which always works better. than from a place of scarcity or a place of selfishness. All right. You guys take care. And SA Lite, that could be it. That could be it, Julio. I downloaded this thing 1,000 years ago. So I just know the one I have on my phone is called SA Contacts. SA Lite might be it. It might depend. Let me see if I can find it on my phone. I'll show you what it looks like. Stand by. Hold on a second. That's it right there. Yeah, SA Contacts might be the one that downloads the more information. You know, it might be the one that lets you email the spreadsheet to yourself for 99 cents. It's completely worth it. Okay. And then guys, if you have any questions for us, thefreedomsop.com, great feed in there. Jump in, type your questions, introduce yourself to everybody. We're super excited to have you guys, and we'll see you next week, Thursdays, 11 a.m. Same bad time, same bad Zoom link. All right. See you guys soon. Bye.